People love dal, but instead of always cooking someone else's recipes, we are going to reveal the secret basic formula for perfect dal. Hey guys, welcome to Crush on Spices. Most dishes have an underlying formula. Once you master this formula, you can let your creativity run completely wild and always come up with new crazy variations. For dal, the base of that formula is obviously legumes. There is an overwhelming variety of different pulses, but which ones are the right ones for dal? Let us introduce you to the 5 most popular varieties used to cook dal in India. First off is Masoor Dal. You might know it as brown lentils or peeled as red lentils. Masoor Dal has a slightly sweet taste and cooks very quickly. Perfect to prepare dals fast, even on weekdays. Unpeeled they cook for about 30 minutes, peeled they are done in only 10 minutes. The unpeeled brown lentils are good for hearty dals. The peeled yellow lentils are good for light dals. The mung bean is also very popular. It is eaten both whole and split, as well as with and without its husk. So there are 4 varieties in total. The unpeeled green lentil has light fragrance of leafy vegetables. Peeled, they also have a subtly sweet flavor and a similar cooking time to Masoor Dal. That's why we like to mix them. The last small variety is the urid bean. They also come in 4 varieties. They get a silky consistency when cooked. You may know the whole unpeeled variety from the famous dal makhni. Its hull gives it a slightly earthy aroma. Among the larger varieties we have chana dal. This is a peeled and halved Indian chickpea, also known as Bengal gram. It has a slightly sweet taste, somewhat reminiscent of corn. Last but not least we have tur dal. Like chana dal, it retains its shape when cooked even without its husk, but has more of a nutty flavor. I know there was a lot of information, so the most important points summarized. If you want to cook dal during weekdays, use the smaller varieties for faster cooking. For richer dal, use the bigger varieties. If you want to have a creamy dal, then use the ones that are peeled, and for more texture, use the ones with the husks still intact. They also bring their own flavor into the dal. You may be wondering why we don't mention the kidney bean or the chickpea. They are also very popular in India, but they're not used to make dal, they're actually used to make proper curries and deserve their own video. Let's start the preparation. The first step is always to wash your dal. The pulses are packaged dried and not getting washed beforehand to prevent mold from forming. That's why you always briefly wash your dal to remove any residue. Do you see that the water turns milky? This is due to the so-called saponins. They're not harmful when consumed in normal amounts, but they taste soapy, so we throw the water away. Tur dal and chana dal should be soaked for at least 1 hour. The smaller varieties can be cooked directly. Bring your dal to a boil in a pot of hot water. As a rule of thumb, we always use 3 times the amount of water, or until the water is roughly 2 cm above the dal. Once the dal is cooked through, you can always add more water for your preferred consistency. You will see that a foam starts to form. If you feel bloated after eating pulses, you should skim it off. This will make the dal more digestible. Personally, we differentiate between 2 different types of dal. We have what we call our everyday dal, which is more lightly flavored, fast to cook, and then on weekends we prefer flavorful and spicy dal. We cook our everyday dal primarily with the small dal varieties. Once you skim off the foam, you salt the dal and add a pinch of turmeric. Then let it cook until the legumes are done. You can find the respective cooking times in the video description. We love to season our dal with a simple spice-infused oil, the so-called tadka. Depending on which oil you combine with which spices, you get a completely different flavor profile. For example, in South India, you combine coconut oil with curry leaves, mustard seeds and green chili. In East India, where our family comes from, you use mustard oil in combination with pachforan. And then again in North India, a very beloved combination is ghee with dried red chilies, cumin and garlic. Pour the hot tadka over the oil, stir it in very lightly, and your everyday dal is done. For a particular hearty dal, we make a masala base. First, add your choice of whole spices to your preferred hot oil or fat and let them bloom briefly. Depending on your preference, you can also add onions, garlic, ginger and tomatoes. Then follow it up with your preferred blend of powdered spices. Now Add the cooked dal to the base and mix it in well. Unlike the tadka, we want the flavors to really blend together in our strong dals. Depending on your preference, you can also top the dal with a tadka for that extra punch of spice. Dal goes really well with all different kind of vegetables, for example spinach, cabbage or even rhubarb. Just use what's currently in the season. Depending on the cooking time, you can either cook it directly with your dal or you can saute it in your masala base. A popular speed hack to cook dal quickly and efficiently is the pressure cooker. It allows you to do all the steps in one pot, so you don't have to pre-cook the dal separately and wash too many dishes afterwards. Dal is always eaten with a grain like rice or bread. This way you get all of the essential amino acids in one meal. Also, dal is traditionally part of a thali and is served alongside other dishes. Again, you can combine to your heart's content. You see how versatile dal is and how many possible combinations there are. Have fun experimenting and don't forget, always bay leaf in good food.